Hello and welcome to Snakepower Live. This show features the latest news and announcements from Cahuilla Lodge, as well as interviews with inspiring individuals. New episodes of Snakepower Live stream on the last Sunday of every month at 7 p.m. here on Cahuilla Lodge's Facebook page. Copies of the show will also be available for viewing on Cahuilla Lodge's YouTube channel. A little later in the show, we will be interviewing tonight's guests. A group of scouts just recently completed their first high adventure trip. They spent 3 days paddling canoes and kayaks down 33 miles of the lower Colorado River through Picacho State Recreation Area. Now moving on to our news and announcements portion of the show. The Cahuilla Lodge banquet has been rescheduled to Saturday, March 20th. It will be at the Evergreen Masonic Lodge in Riverside, California. The doors will open at 5:30 p.m. and the dinner and program will begin at 7 p.m. The theme for the 2022 Cahuilla Lodge banquet is Wild West. This gives you time to fit in a 10-gallon cowboy hat and work on your yeehaw. The Cahuilla Lodge banquet will be worth the wait because this event is just too much fun to miss. The deadline to register for the Cahuilla Lodge banquet is March 11th. Moving on from the Cahuilla Lodge banquet is the virtual reality camp promotion videos. In 2017 and 2018, Cahuilla Lodge released a series of 360 videos featuring popular places for high adventure trips within our council and of the programs at Bosker Scout Reservation. We were amongst the first lodges in the country to bring this new technology into our camp promotion program. Well, since it has been a few years since we filmed those videos, it seems like 2022 would be a good time to update our library. Using a GoPro Max with true 4K resolution, members of Cahuilla Lodge have begun filming new camp promotion videos using a 360 camera. These 360 videos offer a high-quality immersive experience when viewed on a virtual reality headset like an Oculus Rift. Each 360-degree video will feature a high-adventure trip that scouts can experience right here in Southern California. The first 360 video that was filmed was an overnight hike at Painted Canyon in Mecca Hills on February 5th. This was an annual hike through a well-known slot canyon that was hosted by ACA Chapter and Venture Crew 76. The editing of this 360 video of this hike was finished this morning, and we'd like to debut an extended clip on tonight's show. So here it is.
There we go. Both of them. 2 for 1. We go that way or we can go this way? Take your pick.
Underground way.
The underground way? That'd be this way. We go that way or go this way? You want to go there? Go through there?
What's up there?
Underground.
Oh.
Just gotta duck your head low. Just remember you're about 6 inches taller and you're used to being taller.
The full video is available on Cahuilla Lodge's YouTube channel. Remember, for the best experience, it is best viewed on a VR headset like an Oculus or Google Cardboard. All right, moving on, we're going to start introducing our special guests. So tonight's guests are scouts that recently completed their first high adventure trip on February 19th to the 21st. They spent 3 days paddling canoes and kayaks down the Colorado River through Imperial National Wildlife Refuge and camped at Picacho State Recreation Area. So thank you guys so much for appearing on our show tonight. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
I'm good, yeah.
I'm doing good.
All right, that's great. So let's get started here. So can anyone tell me a little bit about the area that you paddled through on the Colorado River and like what kind of wildlife you saw or heard there?
We saw quite a bit of bald eagles there.
Pretty cool.
Total would be around 4.
Hmm.
There was
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, sorry, go ahead. I was just saying that we saw them like in the morning, and you could hear like coyotes and owls.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, bald eagles are pretty cool. I've never personally seen one in my life.
there's a lot of raccoons.
A lot of raccoons. Yeah, I've definitely had the misfortune of seeing a raccoon in my life. Yeah, that's pretty great. I know many people in their lives have never had the chance to even see a bald eagle. I know most people know of them, but a lot of people just never seen one. So that's pretty cool that you guys got to see bald eagles. So we're gonna look at some photos of your trip. As you see each photo, can you guys tell me a little bit about what we're looking at in the photos? So if Mr. Hermes, yep. All right, so the first one that catches my eye is the one with the Viking. Can you guys tell me what's going on there?
One of the scouts brought a Viking helmet and like a bunch of other props, and we were kind of just wearing them on the trip.
It's pretty great. It's a great show of Scout spirit right there.
His name is Viking King.
Viking King, that's pretty great. Then in the top left, what's happening there?
We got into the accident.
Yeah, a bit of traffic jam there. It looks like.
Yeah.
Looks like there was a casualty as well right there in the bottom right.
Yeah. Yeah. He didn't make it out alive.
Oh, what a shame. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, we can see the return of Viking King in the bottom right there. Looks like you guys had s'mores there. Can you guys tell me about what happened there?
That night we saw the moon rising. Like, oh wait, not that. It was, or not that night, but like that night there was a fashion show before we had s'mores.
The Jade de Alligator.
We had an excellent designer come, and he gave us like a brilliant fashion show.
Yeah. We celebrated afterwards with some s'mores. Just regular, boring s'mores, but it was great.
It was nice.
That's pretty great. S'mores are always great to have, and I mean, even just having s'mores, that's a pretty special occasion to mark a fashion show. I can't say I've ever had a fashion show on one of my outings. So, can you guys tell me a bit about what happened during the fashion show?
Yeah,
The Alligator was presenting his new spring collection.
That's pretty great.
sparkly hats.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah. Glad you guys got to do that. I see you guys ran into some more wildlife on the way as well.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the next set of pictures. All right, some great views to be looking at here and another campfire program. Do you guys want to tell me a little bit about what's happening in these photos?
That was at the campsite for us. We got to see a really cool moonrise and sunrise.
That's pretty cool. Can't say I've ever seen a moonrise out here. Usually moon's already risen like what, midday, mid-afternoon, something like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool that you guys got to see the moonrise at night, like, you know, how it's supposed to.
It was really like the full moon.
Yeah, and a full moon no less too. Yeah, that's pretty great. Anything else you'd like to say about these photos?
Yeah, the stars, they were like really visible, and they were like really bright compared to like back home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know down here and where you guys live, it's near few big cities, so the light pollution kind of blocks out the stars. It's always great to see those stars out there. I'm glad you guys got to have that experience to see the night sky with just full of stars. Looks like what day was the one in the top right photo? Was that like your final day where you were just setting up your things and watching the sunset, or was that like midway through?
That was the second day, I believe.
Mhm.
In the morning.
Oh, it was the morning. Wow, you guys got a really good sunrise there. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty great. Let's move on to the next set of slides or pictures. Yeah. I think these are our final two pictures. I recognize these in a couple of the 360 videos that we filmed. Can you guys tell me a little bit about this?
On the picture to your right, there's a reed maze you have to like go through.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. Anything else on this? I can't say I've ever been through a reed maze, so that's pretty great.
Yeah, I think the top one, like when you got through the reed maze, like there was a bunch of trees like underwater, and you could like look at those.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's always fun to see like the nature that was there before there was a river there. Yeah. It's always good to look at the trees underneath the water. Almost forget that it was a river at some point, or that it was something other than a river at some point.
Right.
All right. I think that's all we have for the pictures there. So moving on from that, what kind of planning, preparation, and training did you guys have to do to get ready for the trip?
We went to Lake Paris like before the trip started to do some like our swimming preparations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had a safety afloat. We were kayaking around, and the people in canoes were canoeing around, and we like kind of got used to the boats, and we capsized, and we like got used to like quick turns.
That's pretty good. That's pretty great. It's always good to get that stuff down before you actually go out onto the river. And yeah. Anything else about that?
We had to like learn how to. You can go.
There you go. All right. So you also had to pack your bags. So it was like you had to figure out what could fit in the canoes and kayaks. So, and you didn't want to bring too much stuff or it wouldn't fit. You'd have to throw it in other people's canoes or kayaks.
So big organization game.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah. And then Bernie, you said you were gonna say something there as well.
Oh, I was gonna say the same thing as he did.
All right. If there's nothing else there, what was your guys' favorite campsite, and why do you guys like the campsite so much?
I liked 4S on the second day. It was the moonrise and the beautiful sunset that we had. So there's a lot of scenery views that we had. It was great.
Yeah, I think so too.
Pretty great. Yeah, it's always the scenery for me that does it on camping trips. I always love to see those sceneries. Yeah. Any other campsites you guys had a strong preference for?
Yeah, the second campsite, when the moon was rising, there were coyotes, and you could like hear them, or like wolves. There was like wolves, and they're like howling like to the moon.
That's pretty great. Yeah, it's always. I always love to listen to those to the wolves and the coyotes as they howl at the moon. It's always fun. Although out here it's more of our husky, but yeah. So what was your guys' favorite part of the high adventure trip?
I liked the sandbars. Those were a lot of fun. When you got out of the kayaks or canoes, and you like got to walk around and like hang out and not be in a kayak.
That's pretty great. So I heard I'm hearing that there was some wind on the last day. Can you guys tell me about that?
Yeah, there was early on. We got up pretty early to set out, and in the morning around like 10ish, I think. Yeah, around From 7 to 9, 9:30, it was pretty calm, and then later on it just got gusty, and it was kind of hard to kayak and canoe, but we finished it.
Mhm. So we're getting a comment from someone in the chat. I think that's how you say that, Marie Bailey, about your guys' troop going to Black Canyon soon, or about their troop going to Black Canyon soon. So that's pretty cool. Let's just finish. Let's just quickly get finished up here. So gonna just go back a bit to you guys' favorite parts of the camping trip, because I know we kind of mulled over that a bit. Does anyone else have any favorite parts of their camping trip? No? All right. That's fine. So I think final thing I have to ask you guys is, what was the best lesson you guys learned from your trip down this portion of the Colorado River?
Definitely to bring enough snacks on the kayaks.
Mm-hmm.
You need to test out like egg crystals before you bring them.
Yeah, it's always always a good idea to make sure you you know what you're getting yourself into with the food before going fully out onto the camping trip and having to experience it there yourself. Any other lessons you guys learned?
Pack your food great, and don't let the raccoons get it.
Yeah, down here I call the
Tomato
raccoons the
popsicles.
trash bandits. Yeah. Anything else to add on to there, guys? No? All right. So given that, I'd like to thank you guys all for being on tonight's episode of Snakepower Live. And thank you guys for sharing your experiences.
Of course.
Yeah. All right. You guys have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
All right. So this has been episode 2 of Snakepower Live. Remember that new episodes premiere at 7 p.m. on the last Sunday of every month here on Facebook. And each episode will also be available on Cahuilla Lodge's YouTube channel. That's all from us today. And yeah, just have a good night, guys.